the time. Have a good nap. Well, good morning from the Hessie Trailhead in the Indian Peaks Wilderness. Heading up to do the King Lake and Devil's Thumb Loop. It's about 16 miles, not a far loop at all. Definitely goes above tree line. We're going to share part of the Continental Divide Trail. Several lakes and waterfalls along the way. It's a really beautiful area. But you know, this can be done in a day. It's not that far, but what it makes up for is just absolute beauty. I mean, it's a fascinating trail. There's a lot of socials in this area. Choose the right one. Like I said, I mean, you can do this in a day. It's not that long of a trail. It's not overly difficult, but there's just so much beauty and exciting landscape features here that you just want to kind of take your time and enjoy it. Not be in a race, not be in a hurry. Just really absorb the whole thing and enjoy it for what it is. That said, let's do this. This is kind of a side trail that follows the main trail. It comes back here by this old Blacksmith Cabin. Kind of cool. Definitely in a state of disrepair. And we're currently on trail proper for pretty much all trails in this area. We get to the creek up here and there's a trail junction, and Lost Lake is soon after that. Then we'll be looking for the trail junction to go over to King Lake, and from there you can camp in that area, the King Lake and Bob and Betty Lakes, and a lake in the middle of those two we've dubbed Lake Shira after our first daughter. That's a great place to camp. We've been there several times. So we're gonna push up and over King Lake, use the Continental Divide Trail to get over to the Devil's Thumb area in Lake Jasper. And we're gonna camp over there somewhere later on today. So that should make for an easy exit tomorrow. So let's get on down the trail. Just take our time and enjoy it. No speed records today, just relaxing. Loving the Indian Peaks again. After the Lost Lake Trail split, you just kind of enter into this really beautiful section. It's just really relaxing. It's like a hiker highway almost. It's just, the trail is nice. It's very lush. You're following the creek. Little meadows pop in and out here and there. Just a really pretty area. We got about probably 4 miles to King Lake, and that's where we break tree line. So here we go, starting a little climb. Now in this video I'm going to try to give you 3 facts, 3 hiking facts. Now the first one is when you're heading up the tree line, up and over a pass, trying to get to the point where you can reach a ridge. You know you're getting close because the trees start to thin out. You start to see a lot more sky. The trees are also getting smaller, but you also start to see the valley that you're hiking in. The side walls start encroaching on both sides of you, and you know you're getting to that head wall at the end just before you hit tree line and start your climb up and over onto the pass or the ridge. And that's kind of where we've gotten to now. And you can see the walls are closing in on us there. The trees are starting to get thinner and smaller, and starting to see a lot more blue sky in between them. So that's fun fact number one. Fun fact number two, you're gonna have to wait until we're actually up on the Continental Divide Trail, because there's a worthy point to be made up there as well. And fun fact three, we'll leave that one for camp tonight, so stay tuned for those. I don't know if you can see it from here, but at the top of the mountain there are railroad trestles built into the side. And kind of the history of this area is the railroads, before they built the Moffat Tunnel, used to go up and over the Continental Divide, like those trestles at the top there. And I tell you what, we've been up there, we've actually walked on those, and I would have had a couple of swift drinks before I would take a steam locomotive across that. I mean, that's just a drop all the way to the bottom. But thankfully the Moffat Tunnel was built, and now the trains go underneath, which I guess if you're claustrophobic and don't like the dark or have fear of a mountain actually caving in on you would be a completely different story. But anyway, that's another part of the history of this area, besides mining and the fact that the Indian Peaks Wilderness was slated to be Rocky Mountain National Park. So I guess there's some little bonus features for you. It's a beautiful area, it really is. All kinds of history, and just beautiful landscapes, places to visit, hike, camp, wildlife, it just goes on and on. We're nearing the head wall now. We'll be out of these trees soon, hiking up to King Lake. That's a mushroom. Yeah, one of our favorite memories. We first started backpacking a lot and doing overnight stuff. This is one of the places that we came, and we have it probably don't mean much to a lot of people, but we have a little video clip of us walking through this little meadow here, and I don't know, we've always just kind of cherished that moment. Good times. Well, starting our climb up to King Lake and Bob and Betty Lake and the basin they sit in. Got kind of a little switchback trail here, and kind of through tree line and up to the lakes. And I think I'm gonna stop up there and have myself a nice little brunch. Oh boy, here we go. Time to suck some air. Alright, the trail junction for Bob and Betty and King Lake, and we'll continue off to the left. We get to King Lake, and then we got to go up there, access the top of the Continental Divide, and at some point we're actually going to be walking across all that. We'll go past King on the top, we'll go past Bob and Betty, and we'll get on the backside and drop into Devil's Thumb area later on this afternoon. I can't think of a better place to have lunch than over here at Lake Shira, just before you go up and over King Lake and up to the CDT. Oh yeah, been a while since we've been here. Beautiful spot. If you ever hike up to King Lake and Bob and Betty Lakes and you want a good campsite, just look on the map. There's a small lake, it won't have a name on it, in between those lakes. We've called it Lake Shira, as we mentioned before. We named it after our first daughter who passed, but it's a special place. So there's a really great campsite here, overlooks the lake. You got a great water source. If you're ever up here and you make it here, drop us a line, let us know. It's near and dear to us, and we'd like to share this with anybody who wants to come up this way, because it really is pretty. It's beautiful, and it's a great spot to call home for a day, a night, or even a brunch. Time to start heading up and over King and hit the CDT. Been kind of sitting here watching the sky. Just want to make sure there's there's a little bit of convection going on. Clouds keep burning off as quick as they form. Little breeze making it kind of chilly, but we should be all right. The forecast for today was next to nothing for storms. We're kind of in between monsoonal flows, so that's a plus. This is a really good day to do this. And we've been having some really good thunderstorms the last several days, so everything's kind of wet and muddy up this way, but not too bad. Trail's in great condition. But after today, like tomorrow afternoon, the monsoonal flow starts kicking back in again, so it'd be better to get up and over now. Just have a short hike out in the morning before the storms kick in. Alright, here we go. King Lake, next stop. Welcome to King Lake. Now we gotta go climb the back wall there, up and over, cross the top of that snowfield and head on up. That'll be the Continental Divide. We'll kind of be just on the other side of the ridge, and we're just gonna follow this whole big valley that we're sitting in up on top and drop in about 2 ridges over that way. You can barely see it, it's just now poking up. But Devil's Thumb and Jasper Lake are all back off in that direction. About 2.5 miles across. So we've probably got about 3 more miles before we get there. Doing good. Getting cold though. Tell you what, I don't normally want the sun, but I could use a little extra warmth. It's a little warm with the jacket on and a little cold with it off. Keep moving, generate some heat. That's Winter Park down that way. And we have got to the top of King Lake. Now we gotta go up and over that beast. That's following the Continental Divide Trail and the High Lonesome. Woo! That's a little climb out of the Hessie Trailhead to get up here, but yeah, it comes and goes. almost to the top. Hello, Winter Park. Thank you for the 4G service. I was able to talk to Debbie on the phone a little bit and make sure she knows where I'm at. Everything's going well. Plan's still good. Gonna drop into Devil's Thumb, stay the night there. Pretty sure all my big climbs are done for the day. There could be one more closer to Devil's Thumb, but shouldn't be anything too overwhelming. As a matter of fact, I think all the climbing's pretty much done, and it'll just be downhill for the rest of the trip. So great hike, great hike. Yeah, that was a fun, pleasant conversation. The nice gal, she's hiking the CDT, or section hiking it, planning on going all the way to Mount Flora today. You know, she's still got to get over the mountain there. She's got a good summit to do, and she's got quite a few more miles to go, but she's in good spirits. She's going to go all the way to Berthoud Pass and then hitch into Winter Park. You know, assuming she already know, but I felt really bad about telling her, you know, there's Winter Park right down there, but you know, it's part of the trail. It's what you do up here. So that's fun talk. She's seen quite a bit. Beautiful trail. Still moving along. Weather is absolutely wonderful. Trail is great. Just hiking along on this high alpine area. Loving it. And we got a little bit of climb coming here, but this is good a time as any. Is to bring up fun fact number 2. Remember earlier we were talking about breaking tree line and getting to summits and passes and whatnot. Well, here on the Continental Divide, you can see that everything is more of a gradual slope to the west, and then if you go back over, everything going east is very abrupt and pretty much just falls off the face of the earth. So all the water here on the CDT, everything runs west on this side, and then on the other side everything runs east. But you can kind of see up there, you know, the west side is gradual. It's just a sloping drop, and we're gonna go up top there and grab a look, but you'll notice that everything on the west side of the Continental Divide, everything just abruptly drops off. There's no gentle slope about it. Pretty cool. Fun fact number 2. Yeah, coming over that climb, it's probably the highest point on the trail, about 12,200 and some change. Just on the other side of that right there, we put you at Bob and Betty Lakes that we saw from King Lake. So that's that whole ridge line that we were on the other side of at Lake Shira, King Lake, Bob and Betty Lakes. We just came on the opposite side of there and hiking along the CDT, and we're going to be dropping in over in that direction pretty soon, down into Devil's Thumb Lake, Jasper Lake area. So we're just about done with the CDT portion of this. What do you say, Mr. Marmot? Everything good? Okay, so I was wrong about the last climb. One more climb. There's the pass up there, so we got to get up and over that. So that'll be a fun little climb, especially seeing how I've been kind of trending downward for a little bit here. It's kind of disheartening to go down when you know you're going to go up. Slow and steady, we'll get it done. Promise. No more big climbs. On the backside of this, it should be downhill all the way. Famous last words. Just a hop, skip, and a jump. little by little. Here we go. Goodbye, CDT High Lonesome. All right, that's the end of that climb. Now we get to work the other muscles. Time to reverse. Oh yeah, downhill. This is a prime example of the Continental Divide. You saw how it sloped on the other side, then over here it just drops. So I can see, I think that's Devil's Thumb out there, either that or Jasper. They're pretty close together. So we'll be dropping in here and camping down there somewhere. Just passed another hiker and his dog. They're out here, kind of first time backpacking, learning all the ropes and everything. Had a really good conversation. It's always fun to see the look on people's faces. You know, they get into these areas and they're just like, wow. You know, you want to keep doing it. So good hiking, good hiking. Good people out here too. That's Jasper in the distance. There's Devil's Thumb right there. All right, we have a lot of altitude to drop here. Get to it. I'm not going to be doing it fast. This is all loose scree and dirt. Nothing's happening fast. Wow, what a beautiful valley. That is one steep trail coming down. Woo! Still dropping. Looks like it mellows out here a little bit. Getting a lot of breeze going here. Sun is covered up. It's getting cold again. Always cool to see the backside of these ridges that you've been on before. It's like over there on the backside of the Boxer Mountain. We did the Hessie High route, went over to Diamond Lake, the unconventional route. Beautiful above tree line area there. Absolutely gorgeous. Go check that video out on our YouTube. That was just a great hike. Strenuous, but pretty cool to just kind of do an unconventional hike that a lot of people don't normally do. And the solitude on that trail was really nice. Even heard elk bugling, and at one point you hear the really young elks are trying to get their little bugles out, and we heard one just kept trying and trying and trying, and all of a sudden you hear him belt it out. Has a full-on bugle. You can imagine he must have gone, yeah, I did it, I did it. So that was a fun video. We had a good time on that hike. Currently on track for Devil's Thumb here. Down, down, down. It's been a super aggressive downhill. A lot of loose rock. Wow. Not so sure I'd want to go up any more than I want to go down. This is tough going, actually. Keep hoping it mellows out a little bit, but it's just super aggressive going down. Dropping a lot of altitude quick, though, that's for sure. Gotta watch your foot. Make sure you don't step on anything that's gonna move or slide underneath. Wow. Getting there. A lot slower than I thought it would be though. Well, that was quite the slog downhill. Very aggressive, very steep. But we're mellowing out now. Looks like we get to this pond before we get to Devil's Thumb. And Jasper's on the other side of that. Still debating whether or not to just go ahead and finish the trail out. It's quite early. It's still 1 o'clock. All kinds of time. I don't think it's more than 5 miles from here to get back to the trailhead, so I'm tempted to just stop and take a break and eat something and finish it out. I know the mosquitoes are probably going to be bad. We'll find out. And if they're annoying as all get out, that's probably enough to warrant hiking out, because I'm about tired of them boogers. They've been pretty bad this year. Nice and level hiking. Should kind of get around here and look for a possible place to camp over by the lake, or just a place to stop and take a nice break. I get the feeling this area is abundant in wildlife. I've seen all kinds of bear scat. I hear all the marmots, the pikas, and well, whoever did that didn't do it long ago. You can still smell it. So probably not camping alone up here either. There's all kinds of birds. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, that little spire up there on the left hand side is Devil's Thumb. And then we just follow that on down to Devil's Lake. Apparently the wildflowers are not done in this area. Wow. Beautiful. Yeah, there are a lot of campsites here. A lot of nice campsites. Flat spots all over the place. And you get down here close to the water and it's just almost glass. Seen several really big fish in there. So I'd say Devil's Thumb Lake is worthy. There goes some fish there. Devil's Thumb Lake is just a worthy destination in and of itself. Park at the Hessie Trailhead and then hike up here just to the lake. It's pretty cool. And Jasper Lake is not too far from here, and that's designated campsites only, whereas Devil's Thumb is just dispersed. You know, you just obviously look for something that's been done before, and you know, don't go making a new campsite. There's plenty to choose from. Yeah, there's all kinds of fish in there. Okay, change of plans. Not really. I was 50-50 either way. Mosquitoes are horrible, and we figured that might be the case, but I was willing to gamble. But I think it's only like 5 more miles to the trailhead, so we're gonna try and finish this thing out and just make this a big day hike. I really don't want to deal with mosquitoes. I've had enough of them. I've been battling them kind of all summer. They've just been really bad. A lot of people talk about it. So enough of that. We're just gonna keep pounding this out, and to my grand knowledge, we're all downhill all the way to the trailhead, so not such a bad thing. And I'm not even sure I care if I hike in the dark. It's by the time it is dark, I'll be in familiar territory, and the clouds are still overcast, so it's kind of cool. Feels good out here. Body's feeling good even after the torturous climbs all day long. But I get food. I just made a twisted cocktail of emergency and coffee. Not the best tasting stuff in the world when you do that, but it should keep my electrolytes up and give me a little caffeine on top of it. So we're just gonna go downhill and finish this trail out. The trail just kind of follows along the edge of Jasper Lake. It's really pretty. A lot bigger than I thought it was. There's a lot of opportunities to explore around here. There's you can't see it on the camera. There's a waterfall coming out of the cliff face over there on the other side of the lake. I just looked at the map, and there's Storm Lake and Upper Storm Lake are up there, so it'd be really cool to camp here and then go up there and explore a little bit. So yeah, Jasper is definitely someplace I would come back to. They go back to Devil's Thumb too. That's unique in and of itself, but this one just seems to have a better energy. Okay, I gotta come clean a little bit on this hike. I'd be lying if I said I didn't have a little nudging. I'm getting sick and tired of not hiking with Debbie. And, you know, she was kind of in a little funk this morning. I understand. I get it. She's kind of, well, we're both missing us. And I'm just, you know, if I'm going to be miserable, I kind of want her to be miserable with me. You know, it's better when you're miserable with somebody else. Misery loves company, right? So, you know, sure, the mosquitoes are bad, and I really don't want to deal with them. And it's early in the day, so I don't want to sit in the tent. So, you know, like I said, I'd be lying if I didn't say that didn't kind of nudge me over the edge. So, we're going to finish this thing out, get home, and get back to us time. Yeah, the source of the mosquitoes, as we like to call them, mosquito factories, they're quite numerous out here. All right, the trail is now a creek. Some of these rocks move, some of them don't. But if your foot is wet, some of them are slippery, some of them are not. Holy macaroni. So let's not forget, fun fact number 3. Now, we were gonna do this at camp, so we'll do it now. There will be no camp. And it kind of goes into why I'm not camping. There's been a lot of hubbub, is that a word? On social media lately that you know, do hiking posts on social media and pictures, and I'm assuming videos too. The story only mentioned like Instagram and TikTok and that stuff. It didn't mention YouTube, but I would assume that's the same. But it mentions that are all these videos and photos and stories and everything, are they making people go out and putting them in dangerous situations? Because, you know, these people glorify these trails and these destinations and places you can go hike, and you know, I'm assuming people think, well, gee, I can do that too. And you know, they don't get the right gear, they don't, you know, do any research, and you know, they could put themselves in harm's way. And that's kind of where the article was going, you know, and hopefully that we've never glorified or romanticized a trail. I would never want anybody coming out here and doing any of these trails without doing some research, or you know, getting the proper gear too. You know, it's a fact, if we're gonna throw the word around, fun fact. Hiking sucks. It's hard. Backpacking even more so, because you're doing big miles. You know, you're going without showers, you're going without really good food, unless you're Hurl Goat, and that's another story. But that boy eats on the trail. But you know, it's not easy. It really destroys your body at times. So you know, if we've ever made somebody think that this trail is easy and they can do it, you know, and we romanticized it or whatever, and you know, hyped it up, you know, call us out, because you know, hiking it's not easy. These trails are hard. It's something you have to work up to. You just don't come out here and do these trails. I mean, like this one today, it's, you know, this is going to wind up 15-16 miles, and that's a long day hike. You know, your body's going to start screaming. You know, but I'm prepared for it. I've done this before, you know, with the experience levels there. You know, but even like route finding at times, you know, the trail is, it's kind of hard to find in places. You know, God forbid somebody get out there and get lost because of somebody else's post about how great a trail was. You know, don't get me wrong. These trails are amazing. They are beautiful, but they're also very hard. They're difficult, you know. There's easy trails, and then there's really rugged, hard trails. You know, it just depends on where you go and what you want to do, and you know, what your skill level is. And you should hike to your skill level. You know, that's really important. So yeah, I hope we've never over glorified or romanticized anything, because it's tough. It really is. You know, like the Colorado Trail, we spent months and months and months of research for equipment, the trail conditions, what do you do if there's a thunderstorm, how do you resupply, you know, what kind of clothes do you need, how do you get on and off the trail, you know, even the gear choices. You know, if your gear is just too heavy, and you're just not going to be comfortable. So, you know, there's a lot that goes into this hiking and backpacking, and you know, it's something you need to do a lot of research on before you get out there. You know, and hike to your skill level, because you'll probably enjoy it if you do. You know, if you're over your skill level, you're not going to be happy. So that's fun fact number 3. Hiking sucks. It's hard. Just like walking down this trail now. It's just loose rubble. It's hard on the feet. It's hard on the knees. It's all going downhill. You can't just walk through here and, you know, it's not like a grassy, well-blazed trail through a field or something. I mean, this is almost borderline ridiculous, but been here, done that. It's the price you pay for getting into the above tree line alpine areas. You know, quite honestly, I think I've been misdiagnosed. Because they say, you know, using a cell phone a lot, or smartphone, whatever they're called, you know, people are like hanging them in front of their face and bending their necks down, but I'm pretty sure I was misdiagnosed. I don't have that. I've got trail neck. And you literally can't walk down a trail without tripping on a root or a rock or something. So I think I was misdiagnosed. I definitely have trail neck. Yeah, the moose have definitely come in here and stripped all these reeds clean. Wow. It's the same thing over at Brainerd Lake. They had just pretty much cleaned them all. I have to wonder where have they gone now? Kind of doing our final descent and had a time crunch, almost a conundrum, if you will. I get back to the car too early. I'm going to drive back down into Denver and drive right into rush hour traffic. No thank you. So pulled off at the waterfall there, made dinner, mashed potatoes, and crunched up some I don't know, it was some trail mix I had. I just threw that in there for added salt. Gave it a little more flavor. But we wasted a little bit of more time. And now I'm just taking my sweet time going down this hill. I am in no big hurry to get to traffic. So we'll just let all those people do what they gotta do. And hopefully by the time we get back to Denver, or Boulder for that matter, all those people will be gone at home and doing whatever they got to do, and I'll have the road.